Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. In today's session, we are going to discuss Class 6, Term 1 in Social Science, Unit 1, Geography, the Universe and the Solar System. This is part 2 of the videos. Come, children, let us see. Before going into today's session, let us have a recap of what we learned in the last one. Dear children, in the last session we discussed the introduction of solar system and how the solar system was formed. The universe came into existence with a big bang, as the astronomers put it. Numerous stars and celestial bodies came into existence by a massive explosion called the Big Bang. And these celestial bodies together were called the universe. It is also referred to as cosmos. So the study of universe is called as cosmology, which is derived from the Greek word cosmos. The universe is nothing but a vast expanse of space, which came into existence with a Big Bang which took place about 15 billion years ago. It consists of billions of galaxies, stars, planets, comets, asteroids, meteoroids, and natural satellites. And these are collectively called as celestial bodies. A light year is used to measure the distance between the celestial bodies. We also learned about the galaxies. A galaxy is a huge cluster of stars which are held together by gravitational force. Most of the galaxies are scattered in space, but some remain in groups. Our solar system is part of the Milky Way galaxy, which was formed about 5 billion years after the Big Bang explosion. There are two galaxies which are closer to our Milky Way galaxy. They are the Andromeda galaxy and the Magellanic Clouds. And both these are visible through naked eye. That is, we can see them with our eyes. In this session, we will discuss about solar system in detail. Before going into the details of this chapter, let us see an introduction about the solar system and the planets. The solar system consists of sun and everything that orbits or travels around the sun. This includes the 8 planets and their moons, dwarf planets, countless asteroids, comets, and other small icy objects. Even with all these things, most of the solar system is empty space. At the center of the solar system is a star called the Sun. It is the largest object in the solar system. The Sun contains more than 99% of all the materials in the solar system. It is a very hot ball of hydrogen and helium gases. It gives us huge amount of radiation or energy. The living things on Earth depend on this energy in the form of light and heat. After the Sun, the largest objects in the solar system are the planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Dear children, the Sun is at the center of the solar system. Which is at the center of solar system? The Sun. Each member of the solar system revolves around the Sun. So all the members of the solar system will be going around the Sun. The Sun is so huge that it accounts for 99.8% of the entire mass of the solar system. You can imagine the vastness of Sun. That is, 99% of the entire mass of solar system is there in the Sun. Sun is made up of extremely hot gases like hydrogen and helium. Two gases it is made up of, hydrogen and helium. Hydrogen, 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 helium, Helium, helium. Dear children, the Sun is a star. Sun is a star. It is self-luminous. Self-luminous. S-E-L-F, self, L-U-M-I-N-O-U-S, self-luminous. That means it gives light on its own. It can be giving light on its own. That's why it is called as self-luminous. The surface temperature of the Sun is about 6,000 degrees centigrade. What is the temperature, surface temperature of Sun? 6,000 degrees centigrade. You know, children, water boils at 100 degree. You can see your mother is keeping a pot of water for boiling. The temperature of water, boiling water, is 100 degree. The surface temperature of sun is 6000 degree. If the source of light and heat energy to the entire solar system. So the entire solar system is getting light and heat because of sun. Sunlight takes about 8.3 minutes to reach the earth. So from sunlight to reach it on the earth, it takes around 8.3 minutes. Dear children, 1.3 million earths can fit inside the sun. How many earths can fit inside? 1.3 million. Just imagine how big the sun is. Children, tell me, what is sun? Sun is a star which is self-luminous. What is the surface temperature of sun? 6000 degree Celsius. What is the source of light and heat for the entire solar system? It is the sun. How long does the sunlight take to reach the earth? 8.3 minutes. Now let us learn about planets. The word planet means wanderer. W-A-N-D-E-R-E-R, wanderer. Wanderer is a person who is roaming around. So the word planet means wanderer. There are 8 planets in the solar system. How many planets are there in solar system? There are 8 planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. And all the planets rotate anti-clockwise, that is from west to east. All the planets rotate anti-clockwise except Venus and Uranus. So Venus and Uranus rotate clockwise, and other planets apart from Venus and Uranus rotate anti-clockwise, that is from west to east. Dear children, the elliptical path in which the planets move around the sun is known as orbit. What is it? It is called as orbit. O-R-B-I-T. It is a elliptical path. Elliptical. E-L-L-I-P-T-I-C-A-L. Elliptical path in which the planets move around the sun. It is called as orbit. Elliptical is a little bit elongated than circle. On the both sides it is little bit elongated. That is the shape of elliptical. The 8 planets revolve in their respective orbits because of the gravitational pull of the sun. The sun will pull all the planets towards itself. So the planets are able to go around the sun in their paths or orbits. They do not move out of their paths or away from the solar system. They neither move out of their path or move away from the solar system because they are all held up by the gravitational pull by the sun. Now let us learn about the types of planets. The 4 planets near to the sun are called the inner or the terrestrial planets. The first 4 planets which are nearer to the sun, they are called as inner planets or terrestrial planets. And the planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. They are called as terrestrial. T-E-R-R-E-S-T-R-I-A-L. Terrestrial planets. Which are the terrestrial planets? They are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. The inner planets are comparatively smaller in size and are composed of rocks. So the inner planets are smaller compared to the other planets and they are mainly made up of rocks, hence the name. The surface of inner planets has mountains, volcanoes and craters. So you can find mountains, that is tall, very huge hills, and you can find volcanoes as well as craters. Crater, C-R-A-T-E-R. Crater is a bowl-shaped depression or a hollowed out area that is produced by the impact of a meteorite. Some meteorite is coming and landing on the surface, then you can find a crater. In the picture you can find the crater, a picture of a crater there. The last 4 planets are called as the outer planets. The last 4 planets are called as the outer planets or the Jovian planets. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They are also called as the gaseous giants. Another name is gaseous giants. They are called outer planets or Jovian planets or gaseous giants. An asteroid belt is found between Mars and Jupiter. You can find a belt of asteroids between Mars and Jupiter. Dear children, the mnemonic to remember the order of planets are: my very educated mother just showed us Neptune. My very educated mother just showed us Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Dear children, the ancient Tamils knew the planets revolved around the sun. For example, in Tamil literature, there is a collection of poems called as Sirupanatru Padai. Sirupanatru Padai, and in that line, a line mentions that the sun is surrounded by the planets. Now children, let us learn about the planets. First we will see the Mercury, which is the nearest planet. Mercury is the smallest and the closest planet to the sun. Which is the closest and the smallest planet? It is the Mercury. It is named after the Roman deity Mercury, the messenger to the gods. Mercury gets its name from the Roman deity who was a messenger to the gods. It is an airless and waterless planet. There is no air, no water in Mercury. It does not have an atmosphere and so experiences extremes of temperatures. And it has no natural satellites. Mercury can be viewed in the morning and the evening with your naked eye. So you can watch Mercury with your eyes in the mornings and evenings. Which is the closest and the smallest planet? It is a Mercury. It does not have air or water. It does not have atmosphere, and hence it will experience extremes of temperatures. It doesn't have any natural satellite. Dear children, Mercury is the most cratered planet on the solar system. It has got maximum number of craters. Next, let us study about Venus, which is the hottest planet. Venus is the second planet from the Sun. It is called Earth's twin as it is almost the same size as the Earth. It is our Earth's twin. It has the longest rotation period, that is 243 days, among the planets in the solar system. It rotates in the opposite direction to all other planets except Uranus. It rotates in the opposite direction to all other planets except Uranus. So Uranus and Venus rotate in the opposite direction other than the other planets. It has no natural satellite. Like Mercury, Venus also is not having a natural satellite. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Mercury gets its name from the messenger god. Venus gets its name from the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is often visible in the mornings and evenings, and so it is frequently called as a morning star and the evening star. You can see Venus in the mornings and evenings, so it is called as a morning star or evening star. After the moon, it is the brightest natural object in the night sky. So it is the brightest object after moon. So moon is the brightest one in the night sky. Next to that, you can find the Venus. So, dear children, Venus is called as Earth's twin. It has got the longest rotational period of 243 days. It rotates in opposite direction like Uranus of other planets, and it does not have any natural satellite. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is called as morning star and evening star. It is the brightest natural object after moon in the night sky. Now let us see about Earth, which is a living planet. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the fifth largest planet in the solar system. It is called as a blue planet or the watery planet because 3/4 of the Earth is covered by water. It is called as a blue planet or watery planet. Dear children, the Earth is the only planet in solar system which is not named after any Greek or Roman deity or god. Earth is not getting its name from any of the Greek or the Roman god or goddess. Dear children, it is the only planet known to support life. That is the only planet we know so far that will have life. Life is possible on Earth because of the presence of land, air, and water. You can find land, air, and water on Earth. Because of that, we can find life on the Earth's surface because we have land, air, and water. Therefore, it is able to provide life. The polar diameter of the Earth is 12,714 kilometers and the equatorial diameter is 12,756 kilometers. What is the diameter of the Earth? In the polar region, it is 12,714 kilometers and at the equators, it is 12,756 kilometers. The Earth revolves around the Sun at a speed of about 30 kilometers per second. So it travels around 30 kilometers in 1 second. It is revolving around the Sun at a speed of about 30 kilometers per second. The only natural satellite of the Earth is the Moon. What is the only natural satellite of the Earth? It is the Moon. So life is possible on Earth because of three things. Because of the presence of three important things, that is land, air, and water. The only natural satellite of Earth is Moon. Nowadays, we have so many artificial satellites being launched. Isn't it, children? Do you know, children, Aryabhata spacecraft, named after the famous Indian astronomer, was India's first satellite, completely designed and fabricated, that is made in India, but it was launched by a Soviet Cosmos 3M rocket from Rasputin on April 19, 1975. So far, my dear children, India has launched about 118 satellites. And the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO is responsible for the India's space program. The latest Indian satellite launched was in 2019 and it was Chandrayaan 2. Now let's go to the next planet, the Mars. Mars is otherwise called as a red planet. It is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury. So Mercury is the smallest one. The second smallest is a Mars. It is named after the Roman god of war. So Mars is named after the Roman god of war. It appears red in color due to the presence of iron oxide on its surface. It has got a lot of iron oxide on its surface and hence it is described as a red planet. It is red in color, iron oxide is red in color, hence it is called as a red planet. That is, the rocks on the Mars are fully made of iron. So when they get exposed, they get oxidized and turn reddish in color. It has a thin layer of atmosphere. Mars has got a very thin layer of atmosphere. It also has polar ice caps like the Earth. That is, we can find ice caps, ice covered region on Mars. Mars has two natural satellites, namely Phobos and Deimos. There are two natural satellites for Mars. They are Phobos, 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 and Deimos, Deimos, Deimos. Many orbiters and rovers have been launched to explore this planet. Orbiters, Orbiters, orbiters is a device designed to move across a solid surface on a planet. Dear children, an orbiter, orbiter is a spacecraft designed to go into orbit and it does not land on it. A rover, on the other hand, is a device designed to move across a solid surface on a planet. You can find the picture of orbiter and rover there. Now let us understand a little bit about the journey of Mangalyaan, that is India's first Mars orbiter mission, MOM. It is a space probe orbiting Mars since 24th September 2014. It was launched on 5th November 2013 by ISRO. And it was India's first interplanetary mission. And it made India the fourth space agency to achieve Mars orbit after Roscosmos, NASA, and European Space Agency. It was India, the first Asian nation to reach the Martian orbit and the first nation in the world to do so in its maiden attempt. That is the first attempt. It was launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Dear children, on 24th September 2014, Mangalyaan, that is Mars Orbiter Mission MOM, launched by the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO, reached the orbit of Mars to analyze its atmosphere and topography. Topography is the study of the forms and features of the land surface, looking for river, mountain, etc., the physical features. So the mission was to learn about the atmosphere as well as the features. ISRO has now become the fourth space agency to reach Mars after the Soviet space program, NASA, and the European Space Agency. Now children, let us move on to Jupiter, which is the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun and the largest planet in the solar system. It is named after the king of the Roman gods. It is the third brightest object in the night sky after Moon and Venus. It is the fastest spinning planet in the solar system. So it is the largest one as well as the fastest spinning planet in the solar system. It is called a gas giant planet. Its atmosphere is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium like that of Sun. And it has the largest number of natural satellites. So Jupiter has got so many specialities. It is the largest planet. It is the fifth planet from the Sun. It is named after the Roman god, the king of Roman gods. It is the third bright object in the night sky after Moon and Venus, and it is the fastest spinning planet. And like Sun, its atmosphere is made up of hydrogen and helium. And it has the largest number of satellites, natural satellites. The names of the planets of Jupiter are very funny. Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto are a few large satellites of Jupiter. Io, Europa, 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 Ganymede, 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 and Callisto, Callisto. These are a few large satellites of the planet Jupiter. You can see the illustration of these satellites of Jupiter. Now let us move on to Saturn, the ringed planet. Saturn, my dear children, is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter. It is named after the Roman god of agriculture. Saturn has many rings around it. So it is the sixth planet and the second largest after Jupiter. It is named after the Roman god of agriculture and it has got many rings around it. These rings are huge and are mostly made up of ice, rocks, and dust particles. So rings are made up of ice, rock, and dust. Saturn has 62 natural satellites around it. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is the only satellite in the solar system that has clouds and a dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and methane. The specific gravity of Saturn is less than that of water. Dear children, the specific gravity is a ratio of the density of a substance to the density of a given material like water. That is, if a substance with a relative density less than 1 will float in water. In simple words, it means that if you put Saturn in water, it will float. Now let us go and learn about the somersaulting planet, the planet which go somersault, that is Uranus, the somersaulting planet. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun. It was the first to be discovered with a telescope by the astronomer William Herschel in 1781. Dear children, Uranus appears green due to the presence of methane gas. It is named after the Greek god of the sky. It rotates on its axis from east to west like Venus. Its axis is tilted so much that it appears to orbit the sun on the sides like a rolling ball. So Uranus appears to orbit the sun like a rolling ball. Uranus has 27 natural satellites, of which Titania is the largest. The largest satellite of Uranus is Titania, and it has got 27 natural satellites. Now let us go to the coldest planet, that is Neptune. Neptune is the eighth and the farthest planet from the sun. It is the most away planet from the sun. There are strong winds in this planet. It is named after the Roman god of sea. Neptune has 14 natural satellites, the largest being Triton. Because of its distance from Sun, Neptune is one of the coldest planets in the solar system. Neptune has 14 natural satellites, and the largest of that satellites is Triton, Triton. It is the coldest planet. The striking blue and white features of Neptune help to distinguish it from Uranus. It has got blue and white features. The picture shows the planets at a glance. You can see the Sun in the center and the planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. The distance from the Sun and also the revolution period, rotation period and number of moons you can find there. Time to wind up the session. Before winding up, let us have a recap of what we learned. In this session, we discussed about the solar system in detail. We learned that Sun is the center of the solar system. It is self-luminous with a surface temperature of 6000 degrees Celsius. We also learned about the 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. We learned about the planets, their specialities, their moons or natural satellites, and so on. Dear children, in the next session, we will discuss the dwarf planet and the motions of Earth. Time for worksheet. Worksheet number 2. Fill in the blanks. Question number 1. The word planet means dash. The word planet means dash. Question number 2. Dash planet has many natural satellites. Dash planet has many natural satellites. Question number 3. India's first ever mission to the moon is dash. India's first ever mission to moon is dash. Roman number 2. Answer the following. Question number 1. Name the inner planets. Name the inner planets. Question number 2. Distinguish between inner and outer planets. Distinguish between inner and outer planets. As we do in the case of worksheet, copy the questions in your rough note, read the lesson, learn well, watch the video few times, then you write the answers as test. After finishing, send it to my WhatsApp number. That's all for today's session, my dear children. Thank you for watching. You can always visit our channel, YouTube channel, for more videos.